Hello there, this is FairBinaryOptions.com, and we are continuing the Binary Options Academy projects here on FairBinaryOptions.com with how to trade EURGBP and pound. What's the purpose of this mini educational series? The purpose is to take into account tips and tricks when trading the pair. What are do's and don'ts, and of course, more importantly, what are the information to look when taking an option or trading an option based on the euro and GBP and pound. Well, the first thing to consider on the euro, GBP and pound is that this is nothing but a cross. So we are talking about a cross currency pair. What does it mean that it is a cross currency pair? Well, because it is a cross currency pair, it means that we should expect a lot of ranging, and we should expect a lot of movement based on the differences between the two currencies it represents. Because of the fact that it is a cross, it means that it has no US dollar in it. And because it has no US dollar in it, already we know that it's going to move not based on the economic news out of the United States, but it's going to move based on the economic differences between the two economies it represents, namely the European and the Eurozone economies and the United Kingdom, the British economy. Of course, it travels basically on the differences between those two economies, and the differences between those two economies can be found on the economic releases that are being scheduled, and they are coming on the market each and every month on a, again, agreed, pre-scheduled arrangement. Now, also into this cross, like in any other currency pair, a major role it is being represented by the central banks of the two currencies involved. In this case, we are talking about the ECB, or the European Central Bank, and of course we are talking about the Bank of England, or BOE means Bank of England. So it is important to know when these two central banks are meeting in order to change the monetary policy. For example, the European Central Bank is meeting every first Thursday of a trading month, and each interest rate decision is being followed 45 minutes later by a press conference in which the president of the ECB is going to speak about the decision that the Governing Council took, and so on and so forth. And then it is being followed by questions and answers from press representatives. The Bank of England, it is meeting each and every Thursday of every month, 45 minutes before the European Central Bank, but it has no press conference unless they change the interest rate. Lately, they didn't change interest rates for something like more than 1 or 2 years, I think. So we had no press conference related to any interest rate change. So the central banks are important also. So the first Thursday is the ECB. January is the only exception on the ECB when it's not meeting on the first Thursday because of the holidays. And Euro as a whole is moving drastically over the press conference. Imagine last press conference that Mr. Draghi took now, and you saw that Euro US dollar and also Euro GBP and pound. This was the last press conference in here. It went aggressively to the upside on the statement, and then on reading the statement, and then on questions and answers. Actually, it has been sold aggressively. Well, that is what's happening with press conference. Moreover, again, the press conference is more important than the actual interest rate decision, because no one expected, for example, on this last ECB meeting, no one expected for the ECB to raise the rates, obviously, but the details on the press conference were more on the juicy side, in the sense that the quantitative easing started and so on and so forth, and then market forms an opinion that it is going to be bullish or bearish or hawkish or dovish, and then the euro is going to be bought or sold. Let's move on with the second part of this educational series, trying to see what other events are influencing the euro, Great Britain pound, and how to trade, to choose binary options based on this fundamental analysis. So stay tuned for the second part, please.